Have you ever seen David the Gnome? Do you remember that series on PBS? It's like
No.
a little gnome in the
maybe.
woods. And at the end of it, I'd never seen the end of it. And I was like just reminiscing on some old shows we watched as kids. Mm-hmm. And I watched, it said last episode of David the Gnome, so I watched it. Mm-hmm. And he and his wife had this little friend. He was a fox, and David would ride on the David was
this sounds familiar.
He was a doctor for the animals of the forest. Mm-hmm. And he got on the back of his fox and would ride him all over the forest to save the other animals. And I guess in the show, it says that the gnomes live to be like 200 or something. Mm-hmm. And that the whole time you're watching the show, they're like 199, he and his wife. So you don't realize that the whole time it's like the last year of their life, essentially. So he and his wife are like, it's time for us to go. And they're telling the fox. And they go, like, it's time for us to go. And the fox is crying. And he's like, it's okay. Like, this is part of life. And he and his wife are hugging each other because they're both about to go. And they're like, I love you so much, my dear. And they're hugging and stuff. And the fox is like, I can't do this. I can't do. He's so upset. He's crying, but he doesn't talk. And then all of a sudden, they just turn into these big, beautiful trees. And the fox is so distraught and upset. And he's walking home and he sees this girl fox. Oh. And she kind of gives him the eye. And then it's like life's going to go on. He's going to start his own family.
And they fucked her.
Oh, man.
This is heavy friending. I'm friending you so hard. An alliance slowly forming like a boulder in my heart. So if you want to fucking friend me, better give me all you got. No, I don't take this lightly, cause it's heavy, heavy friendly. There is an eagle flying.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Heavy Friending Wedding Spectacular. We're going to talk dresses. We're going to talk hair. We're going to talk makeup. We're going to talk food, drinks, speeches. I'm Laura Lee Bishop. I'm the one who got married, in case you're wondering. Joe doesn't even have a girlfriend.
Whoa.
And couldn't even find a date to the wedding. And I'm sitting here with Joe Barlow. And
what an intro. Thanks for introducing me in that way.
You should do it, though, better. Like, you should do it like SNL. Like,
I feel like you insulted me and then you just transitioned into me doing work for you.
For both of us.
Okay.
There's Laura Lee Bishop is Saturday Night Live.
Well,
it was Saturday, wasn't it?
It was Saturday.
Yeah, it was night.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And we were live.
Okay.
Dresses.
Hair? Is that what you said? I don't know. It's fun. We had fun.
It was fun.
I'm glad you thought so.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad too, because you never know what's going to happen when you're a bride.
And if there's one person who should have fun, number one is the bride.
Probably the bride's mom, and then the bride, because they really take it seriously too.
Well, there's that thing called Bridezilla.
Yeah, and I didn't do any of that stuff. I was super chill about everything. I let my girls pick out whatever dress they wanted. I didn't have a bridesmaid's dress.
Oh, yeah, they didn't match.
Yeah, I just told them to get
rude.
Whatever they wanted. You thought that was rude?
Yeah, we're getting right into the dresses.
Mm-hmm.
My
favorite.
Right
into it. I'm getting right into it.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't make them match or anything.
They looked good, though. Everyone looked happy and good. And
yeah, everybody did look happy. Mm-hmm. It was, I didn't think I was going to cry when I walked down the aisle, but
You did.
It hit me, man. It hit me. All the love in the room.
That's when you know it's real. Well, let me backtrack before you were walking down the aisle. Mm-hmm. Spoiler alert, she said I do and all that blah, blah.
Yeah, there was no objection either.
But before that, you didn't ask for an objection, did you?
No, we didn't. But, some people just start opening their mouths.
That's true. I thought it'd be funny for the podcast for me to object.
You should have just started recording. It's been in there with headphones the whole time, a microphone, a pop filter.
Yeah.
And then right at the right time.
No, but before that, so it was so weird. So this is like the first wedding I've gone to without knowing really anybody. Like, I don't even know you, arguably.
Yeah.
But I thank you for inviting me. It was very nice of you. Mm-hmm. I feel like you just wanted to get an episode of the podcast where we could talk about how great your wedding was, but that's fine.
I don't see there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, that's fine. I got a meal out of it and some drinks. It was great. But I walked in And then I was like, because usually you go somewhere and you're like, oh, am I in the right place? I'd look for someone I know. But since I don't know anyone, all these people are just like strangers to me. So I had no idea. And it wasn't like on the wall. I wish you would have put on the wall like Laura Lee Bishop's wedding.
Oh, because you weren't even sure if you were in the right place.
Yeah. Because I was like, well, they were in suits and stuff. And then I was afraid to ask anyone. So it was really weird. But then I was like, well, maybe this would be good for the podcast too, is if I accidentally sit in on someone else's wedding and experience that.
Yeah.
And you didn't have assigned seating, which we'll get to as a big problem I had. But yeah, if there's not assigned seating, you can go to any wedding you like.
Well, isn't that better then? I don't like to tell people what to do, Joe. I like to just do what I want.
You want to get to seating right now?
We can get right into it.
Okay.
When I'm at a wedding and someone tells me where I'm going, that bothers me. I don't like to sit on a certain side during the ceremony. I don't like to be told you're going to sit next to this fucking person. I want to do what I fucking want to do, you know? And so that's what I tried to do for my wedding.
Okay. And here's the counter argument to that. Laura Lee Bishop, okay? You're right here, okay? You're a free spirit. I'm going to do what I want. You can't tell me what to do. Assigned seating isn't for you. It's for the Joe Barlows of the world who are afraid to do whatever they please.
There was only one Joe Barlow of the world there that night.
But what I'm saying is the assigned seating for me is a courtesy blanket on an airline.
You did a good job anyway.
Now I'm comfortable because I know this is home base right here. This is my chair. My name's there. And then those freewheeling Laura Lees, they're going to freewheel. But little Joe Scaredy Pants, he's going to be in his chair and he's going to be happier.
You didn't seem scared to me.
I was trying to act like James Dean.
Okay, sure.
Because I was leaning against the wall a lot.
You had like a dirty rag thrown over your shoulder.
And a devil may care smile.
Yeah.
You got that vibe or not?
Definitely. And people were asking me.
Is that right?
They were like, who's that? He looks like he works with his hands. They kept saying.
Until they touched them.
And then they felt how wet
oh, wow,
they
they're
were.
wet and soft. Yeah. But I here's what I will say. I came in a strong assigned seat believer. And I left saying, you know what? That was okay. And it was because, honestly, I don't even know who it was. It was someone you introduced me to. Do you know the story?
No.
It was the husband and wife couple I met. They were so nice. And I think you introduced me to them.
Okay.
And then I'm waiting in line to get food because that's how your food system worked, was wait in line, get the food.
Well, actually, you weren't supposed to wait in line. They were all different stations. But for some reason, people thought that you had to wait in this like one massive line.
I did notice
to
that.
go to all of them. And so
you had great food. But back to the chairs. Your friends, the husband
Gold
wife
Chiavari
couple,
chairs.
I know they lived like outside of Dallas, I want to say.
Okay, husband and wife couple.
Husband and wife, very nice. The guy was, I think, a blondish brown hair.
Oh, Chase and Briley.
Maybe, I don't know. I really don't remember.
Okay.
But I was in line,
Chase,
and
we went to
he
high school
comes up
together.
to me, and he said he was like, "Hey, come sit next to my wife. We saved a seat for you."
Those are my people.
And that was the nicest thing, honestly, because I didn't want to be the kid, in the lunchroom when you have your tray.
Andrew was there, and Andrew.
I know, but Andrew's at the main table, right?
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah,
He was
so
at
I'm
the
not
head
going
table.
to the head table.
Or you could be like my one friend who just pulled up a chair and just.
No,
sat
I
at the
would.
head
That's
table.
what I. Oh, is that what they did?
She just pulled up a chair.
I definitely would have found a seat, but it was really nice, and honestly, it touched me. And right now, I feel like, can you see like my eyes? I feel like they're softer now. And it was just a simple gesture.
When you stop yourself from crying, does moisture come out of your hands?
That's why
When you
they're
hold back
always
tears?
wet.
Yeah,
is
you're
'cause
just always holding back tears.
I'm always crying. Yeah,
They've rerouted. It was a great night. The day before was fun. Because I had my rehearsal dinner.
I didn't get an invite. Yeah.
I gave John my dad's Rolex, and he did get very emotional when we gave him the watch. That was nice.
That is, very nice, beautiful thing.
It was beautiful. My show was fun. You came to the show. We've had a really great weekend, you and me. I mean, really. We've seen each other outside of the podcast twice.
Yeah. And spoiler alert, I mean, I do feel closer to you now. I feel like, seeing
Yeah.
someone with their family, like I saw at the wedding, and, seeing very personal things, then you just feel closer to that
Yeah.
person. So you may not feel as close to me, but
No, but when
I
you
feel
came
that
over,
way.
I even felt like, oh, Joe's here.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't
When
like,
you were
ugh,
you were
like
so
usual.
nice. You were, everyone was so nice. You were nice to me on, this is not a funny episode of the podcast, but
But it doesn't, sometimes you just got to be real.
well, and you and I were both saying we're both in emotional places today, so this might be a little bit different.
Yeah.
I listened to a podcast that got me sad, but it's cool. But anyway, yeah, you were so nice to me. Do I have menopause? Is that when you get really emotional as an older woman?
Well, or you could just like be approaching your period and having a premenstrual.
Hey, but the good news
Dysphoria.
is not pregnant.
That's true. Oh man, when I get that little spot of blood in there, that's a celebration for
Now
me.
this is the show I like.
I love it. I mean, I love it. I pray for it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it was your wedding when when I walked in the door to where you had the ceremony, and flanked on the side was Barack Obama and Hillary Rodham,
Life-size cardboard cutouts.
cardboard cutouts. And then I was like, okay, I think I'm in. And then I
Yeah.
saw Andrew, your friend,
Yeah.
who now I know as well.
Yes, Andrew officiated, and
Yeah.
I think his vows were very beautiful,
You
very
know,
sweet.
okay, I don't want to complain,
Could you not hear him?
but it's not really anyone's fault.
Could you not
I
hear
was
him?
in the back row. I could
Well,
not
you know
hear
why
so
you
well.
couldn't hear him? Because, well, we don't need to get into it, but
I just think I
certain
should have been
people
up front
weren't-
with the family.
certain people weren't. Maybe the next wedding I have. Maybe your wedding. Maybe I'll officiate your wedding.
Whoa.
Just an open. I'm ready to. I'll do it. Is all I'm saying. I'll even wear a collar.
Then we would have to record the audio. Of
We
you
would
for the
definitely.
podcast.
Well, we would just both me and you in headphones up there while you're saying your vows.
My future
Then we'll
wife.
start riffing about my
doesn't-
period. Like,
I just imagine my future wife not coming up. She's like,
no.
she like gets one look at us in headphones and her headphones waiting.
Yeah, the way.
She's like, no,
Not worth it.
Yeah.
Not worth it. Yeah, it was great. The freaking father-daughter dance when my uncles danced with me.
That was very nice. I didn't know who anyone was.
They were just all my uncles.
Yeah.
And
No, that was very cute.
it was emotional. It was very emotional.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it is. Honestly, it is weird to just not really know anyone, but then, really feel like, oh, these people just all seem so good and nice,
Yeah.
and it's nice to see people having fun. And then it does rub off on you because then you're like, well, now I'm having fun.
Yeah.
'Cause, they're all so excited.
And that's what's good about weddings is that, like, for example, we had Hillary and Barack there and there were some conservative people there.
Oh, yeah, there
and
were.
no one was, except for one little terror of a child.
Who was that?
And actually, he is the epitome of why I didn't want children at the wedding.
Oh,
at all.
interesting. Okay, so we may bleep his name, but there was a kid here at your wedding.
Mm-hmm.
He was running around.
First, I thought it was like a terror attack. I'm not going to lie. It looked like a Columbine type person. He had that mask on.
Oh, yeah, he had a
And he was
mask on.
running, and I was like, is this person going to kill us or some shit?
Yeah,
I
but
don't
he
know,
was
it freaked
really
me out.
small. He was like a
Yeah, but you
child
never
size.
know. Maybe he was just a small person. I don't
Well,
discriminate.
and sometimes they strap bombs to small kids.
Yeah,
too, so
exactly,
That's a
exactly.
great point.
He assaulted Hillary.
Oh yeah, what did he do?
He was like punching her and choking her and bent her all up.
yeah, not
and
cool.
Yeah, not cool. One of my friends was like, "She's a lady, respect her," and like yelled at him.
And what did he
And
do to that?
so, I think he got kind of scared because when an adult yells at you, doesn't matter how
Yeah.
badass you think you are as a little kid, it always scares
And
you.
he did think he was cool. This was the first wedding I went to where there were, I want to say 2 baseball caps being worn. And
People had baseball caps on.
you didn't see that?
No, I didn't notice that at all.
Yeah, baseball caps. I think there were 2 baseball caps. And then there were, I want to say 2 or 3 cowboy hats, which I don't think I've been at a wedding with cowboy hats. Today's episode of Heavy Friending is brought to us by
You, the listener.
I was going to say that, but yeah,
but
thank
it's
you.
cuter that we did it together, I think.
It's cute and it's great for branding. Guys, did you know that you can sponsor this great content you're listening to right now? It's really quite simple.
Yeah, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/heavyfriending and become a patron.
I don't exactly know what that means.
It's a monthly.
They give us their credit card information.
Well, no, that's not how they give it to Patreon. And then for a small amount of money, you can be a sponsor of the show. You can help us continue to stay in business, if you will.
That's so nice because you know what they say, the best things in life are free. But
But if you pay for it,
then you know the value of a good, hard day's work.
that's right. So please visit patreon.com/heavyfriending. Let me tell you a fun story. So we went, we did the show, which you came to.
Had so much fun.
It was actually, I think it was a pretty good show. I couldn't really, it's hard when you're up there to hear what's happening out, what people are hearing. But I was
it sounded
feeling it
great.
on stage.
I kept just saying, I was like, man, she's just so good.
Thanks, Joe.
I don't know, like being so positive about everything right now.
But I think that's what I mean about the wedding, is what I was saying before, is the reason that we have these kind of celebrations in our culture is that it reminds you of what's important in life. It reminds you about friends and family and love and togetherness and having different opinions, but still coming together and, setting that aside just to be in the moment. And so that's what I think we're just running off that high, man. We're just running off that high. And I think maybe the listeners are going to be feeling that little special tingle too. So anyway, I play the show and I come home. I'm with my sister and her friend Logan. And on the way home, Logan's like, oh, so Ruger had diarrhea earlier today when I took him on a walk. I was like, did you leave him outside? He goes, no, but I think he's okay. And I was like, wouldn't it be funny if the night before my wedding at like 2 a.m, we come home to a house full of explosive diarrhea?
Oh, no.
And we open the door and Logan's like, yeah, it doesn't smell funny in here. I'm like, it does smell funny in here, motherfucker. And it
Logan,
was,
you're not,
Yeah,
you
Logan.
can't decide. You don't live here.
Yeah, Logan, you don't know how my house smells. You think my house smells like dog shit most of the time? Is this like how it normally smells when you walk in? So yeah, Ruger had explosive diarrhea all over the house.
Oh, all over?
I mean, on the carpets, on the floors. It was running down the stairs. I mean, it was terrible. It was like a fucking holy hell in here. And
imagine how he felt.
I know, it was terrible because it was funny because on the stairs there was none, but it started like little drips were on the stairs. Like he was like, oh shit. So he tried to come down here and he got downstairs and then there was like a little bit on the way to the door and then like right by the door, it was like he had tried, but there was nothing he could do.
Help.
Yeah.
Open it.
Yeah. So Logan.
That's a good dog.
Yeah, he tried. He did try. He's a sweet guy. But Logan ended up, he was like, you know what, you need to go to sleep. Because it was like, at this point, like 2 a.m, 3 a.m. And he was just said, go to sleep. I'm going to take care of it. So Logan went in the middle of the night to the store, got carpet cleaner and all this shit and cleaned the entire downstairs while I slept.
Whoa.
Isn't that awesome?
He's a nice guy too. I like him.
Yeah, he's totally nice. Yeah. Logan was really the champ of the whole thing. I should have married Logan.
You could have maybe called off the wedding and then down the line. But I don't think just saying like, you know what, let's sub Logan in. That's probably not going to be good for. Yeah. So I think,
I did the right thing.
I mean, now you're sort of in a marriage, so I would say you probably put that to bed Saturday when you got married.
Well, we put it to bed.
Oh, God.
Oh, we put it to bed. So you met my sister.
I did. Did I meet your mom?
You didn't meet my mom.
Oh, I did not.
You didn't.
Okay. I will say.
I was about to introduce you and then like something happened
she ran
and
away.
I couldn't.
I remember I had to drink a lot because I was nervous.
Mm-hmm. I'm sad it's over. It just went by so quickly.
What a big milestone in life, I mean, we're, about the same age. And really, this is the next step. And then, you're going to pop out some kids.
I mean, come on, man.
Then you're going to drop them at college. I just saw today Obama cried when he dropped his daughter off. That's,
He talked to me about it at the wedding. So,
maybe he was crying
on that one.
Maybe he was crying because he was like, oh, I shouldn't be at this wedding right now. I should probably be with my kids.
Well, but you have to put your best friend first. And he did. And I'm really,
I guess you could have invited Michelle too.
Yeah, but Michelle's like kind of like jealous of our friendship, and so it's it's just I didn't want her bringing me down
You just
on my
kind of
day.
created tension in the Obama household.
Well, it's not my fault that she can't handle it. We're just friends. I don't know how many times I've said it and I've told her, and so if she doesn't want to understand that, it's not my problem. He's allowed to have friends, Joe. He's allowed to have friends. I think the man's earned a fucking best friend at this point, don't you?
Yeah, he's no Mike Pence. He can't have female friends.
Anyway, going
Obama's daughter.
So going to the wedding, did it make you want to get married? Like, did it make you feel, like maybe like, okay, maybe really loving someone unconditionally and
Here's what it does make me do. It makes me go, I like seeing it in other people. So like I like seeing you and John together because it works. And I've seen it with other friends and family at their weddings. And I always go, oh, this is so nice. This is good. But I think I'm like, I don't really know if I've maybe had that sort of relationship. I mean, I think sometimes I have.
Do you think have you ever been in love?
I think so, but how long do you think it would take for someone to know? Because I think I've asked you this question
For
before.
someone to know that they like should spend the rest of their life with someone.
Yeah.
I think it takes a long time. I think people are so fucking wrong when they're like, oh, you just know and you just know. No. Well, I mean, you do just know, but that just doesn't mean it's time for you to get married. Like, I think people need to be dating for a couple years. They need to live together for a couple years because when shit really starts to hit the fan is like 3 years in, that's where things start getting tricky, where you start getting on each other's nerves and like all the funny little quirks become fucking annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
Like John leaves the refrigerator open when he's doing shit in the kitchen.
Right.
It was funny at first. And now I'm like, are you purposely trying to ruin the things in the fridge?
Okay, you're scaring
me.
You're scaring me. And you're choking a teddy bear. And I think that's...
Yeah, well, I always keep this teddy bear. It's like a stress.
Yeah.
Thing.
His
And
neck
so,
is really, really thin there.
It's pretty thick because I've really laid into it.
Okay, sorry. Just
Yeah, I mean, it's got a
please
super thick.
put it down.
I thought you were talking about John's neck.
Don't choke his either. Well, so by your definition, then
You're not going to be married for like till you're 35.
yeah, because I think my longest relationships have been a little over a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've had a few of those, and they always end with someone moving away.
Yeah.
So it's either me or them.
Yeah.
And that's why it's hard for me.
I think John's here. I hope he's not standing in the rain asking if it's okay
Is
for him
it
to come in.
raining? Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
it
I
just started
usually-
pouring.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey, you're on speakerphone.
Sorry.
Are you here?
No, Denho's already closed.
You son of
Well,
a
they're supposed to
bitch.
close at 10, and I called them. They said, we're already closed.
Oh, man. Well, is the other place open with that mean lady?
Which is a lie.
But is a lady with the mean, is a mean lady there?
Yeah, or the Madam Am's is open, too.
Okay, well, either of those. You know what to get me.
Okay.
Okay, love you.
All right. Love you, too. Bye.
Okay, bye. He thought he'd never be on the podcast. But I'm just going to put that on there just...
Well, it seems like he should be on the wedding episode.
Yeah, just his voice for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tell
my,
me about your
my
relationships.
Yeah, you just took a call during my,
Sorry.
like emotional.
I'm so sorry. I really am. But that's, that's your
Hey,
baby.
I
You
think
got to
it's
answer.
good.
When your baby calls, you got to answer.
Yeah, well, that just hurts even more
Okay.
because I've never had to take a call.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's always been someone moving away. Mm-hmm. So some of those things could have escalated. But honestly, there's a lot of fear in me. Man, I'm really opening up. There's a lot of fear in me that things would escalate and then I wouldn't
And
know
then you'd
what
be in
to
too
do.
deep.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you can always break up with someone.
I know.
You can always just walk away. I mean, people get married for like 20 years and then walk away.
I know. I just don't know how to. I feel like people are right. Yeah, or like you said, people always say, "Oh, like I just knew," and like when people say that, I'm just like, well, I don't know if I've like known, but also, what do I know? I never am like that confident about anything.
I think you'll meet someone and you'll click and you'll be like, this person's cool. And then
Yeah.
you'll date and the more you're around them, the more you're going to go, wow, this, I mean, you don't just meet someone and instantly you're fucking in love with them. If that's the case, then you're a fucking dumbass. I mean, honestly, like, that's not real. That's not real. What's real is getting to truly know someone day in and day out, spending time with them. I mean, it's really what we're doing, Joe.
Mm-hmm. That's true. So, like, I could start another podcast called Heavy Petting, and that's all about me trying to date someone.
I mean, I'd like to hear about it just between us, just how it goes. And
I think I like going on dates. I think I'm decent at dating, actually.
do guys, you know how like women talk about penis size? Do guys talk about like lip length or whole circumference?
I'm the wrong person to ask.
Depth.
I don't really. I feel like with my
Texture.
friend group, a lot of times we don't usually talk about sex. I don't think.
Mm-hmm. Man, Joe, I just feel like this calm right now,
Yeah.
and I just gotta say, I feel like I'm really glad you were at my wedding. Like, I'm glad you were there. I truly am.
I think I feel the same way. I was like, because I was dreading it. Going to a place where I don't know anybody except you. And I was like, well, she's going to be busy anyways. So I'm barely going to see her. Andrew's officiating it. John's
But I took the
off
time
running
for
around.
you.
No, you did. And that's why I did appreciate that. And
you really
were,
fucking blew it, though, because I was trying to get you with that redhead.
yeah.
And then you weren't going in.
I did take my time on that.
You took your time way too long. And then this other dude started talking to her.
That's what I. That's
he's a fucking
and that's when I
douchebag.
stopped. Yeah.
Well,
I met him.
oh, you did? Oh, so you agree then?
Yeah, there were two.
He's just such a douchey
There were
way
two
about it.
guys. I feel like they're all gonna know who we're talking about.
But I don't care. They're never. We don't have names on these people, and if you think it's you, then we're saying that someone's a giant douchebag. You should do some soul searching and wonder if maybe you are, and fix it. You know?
Yeah, there were two dudes, and they just rubbed. I forget what the one guy said, but he rubbed me very much the wrong way. And I think
rubbed you.
What a skill to like. Just make someone immediately go like, oh no.
Yeah.
Like one of the first things you say, I go, no, we're not.
We're not, sir.
I get it. It's great when it's someone you're immediately like, yes, this person I like a lot. But to immediately repulse people, I find very.
Well, this guy kind of immediately repulsed me when I first met him.
Yeah. The point is, I should have been.
You should have gone in harder. Yeah.
That night.
Should have gone in a little harder, but there's still time.
Well, that's how I feel. Like
she lives here in Austin, so
yeah, and
you'll be around her again because since now we're best friends, and you and me, and then you'll come around and she's
even
one of my
you
friends.
saying that now, like I'm less.
You're not less repulsed.
Yeah, like before it was like, well, it's just
yeah.
But now I'm like,
maybe
if she says that, I'm not gonna I don't have to argue it. I still am not there.
Yeah.
But
I know.
I do think.
I mean, I'm finding it hard to want to bust your chops. Like, I'm finding it hard to
this
be mean to you. It's just going to go downhill. Yeah, we're just going to come in and compliment each other the entire time.
We haven't even mentioned buttholes. I mean, we mentioned vaginas and diarrhea.
Damn it, we haven't even mentioned buttholes, Joe.
I know this is a weird day.
Have we lost our spark? I think time and distance. Yesterday I wrote thank you notes to my uncle and aunt who walked me down the aisle, and my sister, and to Andrew, and I was crying in here. There's just a lot of emotion still.
Yeah, you're in a place. You're in a cloud right now.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty much the same. Mr. Cool, fun, cool, sort of a James Dean at the scene, hanging out. And I'm glad that you picked up on it. Your friends picked up on it. You know what I did with that redhead girl? Is I laid a seed.
Left her wanting more.
And she's going to be thinking, man, I was talking to that one guy, whatever. But that guy over against the wall with the cigarette behind his ear, unlit, never
Those
lit
soft,
it actually.
Glistening hands.
Soft, glistening.
The way the light was playing off of the clammy hands of yours.
Yeah.
I mean, it was magical, Joe.
Yeah, she was like, what? He must have a gentle touch. And that's what women
Who needs
want.
lube with a finger like that? You know what I'm saying?
Not me.
Not you, baby.
Not me. How about this? How about I give the speech that I should have given at your wedding.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to stand up.
Okay.
And I'm going to do a lot of like...
Should I do this?
Bump. Yeah. Hi. Hello. Hi. Hi, everyone. It's such an honor to be here at my good friend Laura Lee Bishop's wedding to John Michael. And they would clap. You know, just a few episodes ago, Laura and I, we didn't even know each other, really. We didn't care about each other. We despised each other for a bit. And one of us was clingier than the other. But you know what? Tonight, here, surrounded by her friends, her family, some people we don't like as much, but were invited for some reason, like that kid, and then a couple people at my table that I didn't care for. We just witnessed them say those two words.
I don't know if we said I do.
Oh, I couldn't hear. I was at the back.
Yeah, sorry.
We just saw them kiss. Is that
we kissed?
I couldn't really see either.
You couldn't see
there
us
was like a
kiss?
tall guy there. Well, and I think people are like, stand up. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't see. But anyway, these two lovebirds cracked out of their shells separately because they were not twins.
We weren't related.
They weren't fraternal twins.
Yeah. Or
and you know what
identical.
they did now? They made a nest together.
We did. You're in my
Hold on,
nest.
I'm doing a metaphor.
Sorry.
And one of them is chewing up worms. And the other also chewing up worms.
No, the other's got their mouth open.
Oh, yeah.
And he's feeding it to me.
And then they spit raw, wet worm into one another's mouths. And that's what marriage is. To the couple.
Cheers.
Cheers. That's what, why didn't you ask
Why
me to be...
Why didn't my sister talk about any worms in her speech?
Yeah, that was one thing she didn't have, which was like a metaphor. It was too much like, I have a personal story
Yeah, that will touch you.
that will touch you. I was like, you don't touch me.
Yeah, keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah. She was very touchy.
Touchy?
Yeah.
She touched you?
Yeah.
Where? And
Just
when?
kidding. I'm just
And
kidding.
how?
I'm just kidding. She didn't.
It's really raining out there.
Yeah, that's what made my face.
It's washing. It's renewal. It's just, it's all connected, It's all connected.
Here's what people don't get. Yeah, that's Sunshine Day. That was great. But you know what makes it great is the fact that not every day looks exactly
That's
like
right.
that.
That's right.
A few clouds make you really appreciate that sun
That's true.
and the rain,
That's true. Well, Joe, let me.
And without the rain, I'm
sorry.
kind of making another
Yeah,
speech.
go ahead.
Without that rain, we wouldn't have fields
Or
in
flowers.
which hold on, in which to run through on a sunny day. Right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, that would just be sticks and dried
Tumbleweeds.
please.
Okay.
Tumbleweeds. And nobody wants that. And sand. Excuse me. I burped. But that's it.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that. I believe we're, reaching the end of our podcast here, and we usually like to ask the question. You've already answered it. Do you feel closer now than before?
Yep. And the answer is definitely. And and I think it was a manipulation on your part to throw a big party, rent a big space, have food, drinks, your likeness as a cake topper, which I thought was pretty cute.
Yeah.
And that added to the authenticity. And the donuts and stuff. It was a
Donuts
lot
pretty
we
good.
didn't talk about, but
The donuts were pretty good.
everything great. And so absolutely, I think it might be a manipulation, but at this point, I am surrounded by these good feelings towards you. So, even that is okay. But I might examine that more in future episodes.
Okay. And yeah, we can go into detail. We can even look at the, some of the spending that I did and the dates if you want to.
Yeah, because that might
some
clear
of it,
up.
Yeah, because the engagement definitely happened before I knew you existed.
I guess I would want to see the date that proves the
Sure,
engagement.
we can do that. We can go into the dates.
Mm-hmm.
But, to answer, I would say that we are closer. I don't feel closer.
I think so.
We are closer.
And I think, the fact that we both feel that means it's probably true.
And, we're going to go up and down.
Yeah.
We're not always, going to be on the same page. You can't be in any relationship, but we've taken a step today that can't be undone.
Now we're cooking.
So I feel like I've shared my wedding with all of you, and I feel like we're all becoming closer, listeners.
Oh, I'm going to marry one of our listeners.
You know what? That would be a great story.
Yeah.
Guys, write in. If any of you want to send your little dating profile in to Mr. Joe Barlow here, he's looking for love. Mm-hmm. He's been looking in all the wrong places, but I got a good feeling about this. All right, guys, thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode of Heavy Friending.
Yeah.
John's here.
Good timing.
It's perfect timing. He better got my order right, though.
People at work today were like, maybe you shouldn't eat so many processed foods.
Who said that to you? That's how I know we're becoming friends, because now I'm like, who the fuck said that to you? God damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, God, and I was so sore the day after the wedding.
Okay. I get it. Stop.
My legs were sore, and especially my vagina.
Okay.